Hello, good morning. Happy Winning Wednesday. All right, so a lot on the menu today, a lot that I want to talk about today. So, if we're going back to Monday's message, we talked a little bit about uh, wave versus particle form, and it's a little bit of, like the quantum physics side of things. And apologies if you can hear my dryer. I have the little balls in it, so it's like they clink against the thing. But if you can't hear it, it's okay. But um, anyway, so when um, you're thinking about um, wave versus particle, so it's basically it's a concept from quantum physics, and don't worry, I'm going to try to break it down as like simply as possible because you don't have to be a scientist or anything like that to understand it, but there are ways that this connects to your everyday life and your spiritual path and also your growth. So this kind of like I wanted to bring this up because this could possibly change the way that you see life and your energy and your actual power to create the reality around you. So, wave particle duality. So, in the world of um, quantum physics, so every particle, like like light or the cells in your body, they exist both as a wave and a particle. So the wave is essentially it's energy, like it's pure potential, like it's not locked into one form, but it can go any direction. It can, like it's basically it exists in um superposition, which means like it can become anything. So there's infinite potential behind it. And so the particle is what happens when you are observing the wave. So the wave, it actually collapses into a single solid reality. So um, this was actually proven. This was proven in what's called the double slit experiment. So if any of y'all have ever heard of the double slit experiment, but basically they discovered that when they're watching light photons, it acted like a particle. It behaved in a way that they expected it to. So they had like these two slits in like I think it was like a cardboard or something like that. Two slits, and they're projecting light photons towards it. And what you would expect is that as they go through the slits, that they would come out and shine on the board behind it into lines where the slits are, right? So when they are watching it, it behaved like a particle. It behaved as in the way that they were expecting. But when they were not observing it, it behaved like a wave. So it, it not only um, showed up in these slits, but it also came over here and like so like it basically um, explained that when you are not observing something, it has infinite potential. It does what it wants. It goes out into the fields like it's not superimposed into one position. It means that the actual act of observing it changed the outcome. So what this means for us is your attention literally collapses energy into form. So, what if you've ever heard the saying, what you focus on expands, right? Like, you, by bringing attention to it, has the ability to change it. So, that means your thoughts, your emotions, your focus, they are all measuring tools when it comes to, quantum field, right? Your quantum energy. Like, you're not just passively living in this reality. You are shaping it. Like you are, a director, and like the actor, and the script writer, and like all of the things, right? Like if this was a movie, you are all of the things. You're shaping it. But if you are living in, you constantly observe things through fear or worry or lack, essentially what you're doing is you're collapsing those outcomes into form. You're not aware of all the possibilities. Sorry, my bunny is, I let him out. I should have kept him in, but he is just, or she, I don't know what it is yet. But we are inside a toy box. That's awesome. Okay. So what this means is when you're so like think of it like filters on your glasses. Like you have a prescription on your glasses. So if your prescription is like things that are lower vibrational, like um yeah. um Fear, lack, worry, um like want, need, right? Like you're going to see the world through that prescription. And so like if you've ever noticed, like you have somebody like that's super negative or somebody that's super positive, like they see the world different. And have you ever noticed like the ones that are like super negative, like bad things keep happening, like they continue to roll and happen. So when you tune your energy to gratitude and possibility and trust, like you start to see things through that prescription. Good things start to happen. Like those are the timelines you start to activate. So, and that's just a first piece. But like when you go deeper, again, when we get back to like the wave particle um, analogy here, when you go into wave interference, like that's basically so you have like two waves that are coming off. So like if you, I like to think of this, if you're looking at a pond or something like water, and you drop a rock into the water, so one rock will create this like circular wave that goes out from all directions, right? So you drop a rock over here and a rock over here, they're both going to project out a um, like a circular wave, like ripples. And when those ripples start to happen and they start to cross into each other, what happens is like like it doesn't break the waves. What it does is it creates a new wave, or like this beautiful geometric shape of like this. It's like mesh, like it's a mesh shape. So like as they hit, it starts to create this new wave of mesh essentially. So what they do is they amplify each other. They don't cancel, like sometimes parts of it like cancel each other out, but like it's an amplification. So when you're around people or environments that don't match your vibration, this is why you might feel drained or confused. Like that's basically, it's a destructive interference. But when you're around those that uplift you, your energy, it actually feels amplified, doesn't it? Right? Like that's constructive interference. So your wave is like lifted up, that your vibration, right? Like your frequency. So that's why communities and relationships and actual aligned support, that's why all that stuff matters. So when we bring this inside of you, just you, like no outside environmental or anything like that influencing you, you have waves in your body, right? Like you have brain waves, you have heart waves. So we've talked about this quite a bit. Heart brain coherence. We've talked about like the electromagnetic pulses of your heart and brain, and your heart actually has like I think it's like 5,000 times more of a magnetic um, outward um, energy field than your brain does. So when your thoughts and your emotions are, they're basically out of sync, right? Like you're going to feel scattered, right? Like you're unfocused, you're off. But when your thoughts and your heart are in harmony, they're in coherence together, it creates a powerful like an internal frequency that ripples out into the external world. So, like you can get to the state by just like dropping down. Like, so we've talked about 0 point, we've talked about like meditation. Like I have some great meditations for this. Breath work is a good one. Even like gratitude, or just like sitting in stillness, like this is bringing your wave back into harmony. And it doesn't just calm you down, but it puts you back into your power. So just like recap, we are both the wave and the observer, and you are the one that's shaping the reality that shows up. So again, your prescription. And like this is everything is energy, everything is frequency, it's vibrating. Like you know when we are in a certain state, a certain feeling, again, like we're gonna vibrate at that, and things that are in that same vibration are going to show up for us. So if you're feeling like you're behind, that nothing works for you, like everything's hard, like it's going to continue to give those things to you because that's the level you're vibrating on. So when we're talking about manifestation, and so I actually there's something that I it was like a video that I watched. I don't remember, but it's like this spiritual woman. She was talking about like happiness and wanting things, and like manifestation and something, or other things. But like she said something that actually kind of blew my mind. So um it's, yeah, happiness and desire. So like basically it was something like, if I wanted a dime when I was 5 years old and it made me happy, in that aspect, that if it was the dime that made me happy, if I had that dime today, I should still be happy, right? So like it doesn't work that way, right? Like we don't, we are constantly chasing this thing, this happiness, and this is all part of the matrix. Like this is what keeps you stuck, is because we're constantly chasing something that we don't have, right? So it's not the dime, right? Like it's not the dime that is what makes you happy. It's not the money, it's not the car, it's not the house, right? This is actually, you know, like when we get something, right? Think about like when you achieved a goal and you got something that like you really wanted, and you were like so overjoyed. You're like, "Oh my god, I finally got this thing," right? Like it doesn't last, right? You have like shit, this house that I wanted so freaking badly, because it had like the big yard and the nice kitchen, right? Like I wanted it so bad, and like I got it, and I was so happy for like a little bit of time. But now when I think of this house, because, and granted, like because I'm wanting to move, right? Like I'm wanting to move across country to North Carolina. Like now when I look at the house, it doesn't bring me happiness anymore. And that is a state change that, of course, I know we can change that, right? Like I can still look at this house and be like, oh, I'm so happy I have this house, right? But in moments of time, like because I'm wanting so badly to move, like I can look at this house and be like, like all it's doing is holding me back, right? So that that chasing that happiness is something that we've all been conditioned for. We think that if it's a if then like formula. If I get this, then I will be happy. If I get this, then I'll have that, right? Like when we get what we want, we feel this joy, this amazing joy and happiness, but it isn't because we got the thing. It's because in that little speck of a moment, and maybe it's like a few seconds or a day or a week or like a month, a couple months or something, like in that moment, we stopped wanting anything. We got the thing, right? Like we don't want anything else. And it's not because you got that thing. It's because for that brief, sacred second, you were complete. That's what we're chasing, not the thing. We're chasing that completeness. We're chasing that feeling that we get when we have it, right? So that's, why this matters. Like, we want to manifest the dream car, the soulmate, the six figures, right? There's nothing wrong with desire. And this is why, like all those manifestation and like the secret and shit doesn't teach you. When we attach our happiness to the desire, we're essentially setting ourselves up to suffer. We're setting ourselves up to stay in the matrix, in the same rigmarole, like programs and formulas and conditioning, right? Like it's not the thing that brings us joy. It's actually the absence of needing anything else that unlocks the feeling we crave. So this is why, like when we talk about vision boards and affirmations and, like doing the meditations and stuff, um, that keeps you trapped in lack and longing and, chasing desires. It can actually amplify separation. So the secret is not in getting what you want. It's remembering that you are already everything that you seek. So, like when we talk about God consciousness and God spark and frequency, it isn't, it's not reached through effort. Like it's access through being. So think about something that you've been trying to manifest. And think about now, like, realize that it's already within you. And drop it in the comment. Like, I like people to journal on these things and really like put thought into it. But so like for instance, this again, this house, like it's something I really wanted at one point, and then I, like now because I'm trying to move, I'm just kind of like I'm done with it, right? Like, so what can I realize is already within me in this moment, right? So let that dissolve the illusion of lack. Um, because again, you're not missing anything. Like we've all we're all in a state of remembrance right now, and so we just forgot, you know, how whole we already are, who we are. So yeah, this is the other. I was like, what else did I want to talk about? This is the other thing I wanted to talk about because, again, like we're a lot of people are awakening. Where a lot is going on cosmically. The veils are thin. So right now, we are we're starting to have more assistance from our cosmic families. We're also ascending into a higher vibrational state. And so I've been watching a lot of, like there's a lot of timeline shifting going on right now. There's a lot, um, if you've noticed, a lot of disasters going around in the world. Like there's a big um, shift because like also the Earth itself is a consciousness. Gaia is conscious, is a conscious being. So everything is shifting into this higher light, higher vibrational state. And so there's two different routes that people are going to be able to take right now. So we can choose to ascend and raise our frequency and vibrational states and ascend higher. Or we can choose to stay here and stay in the lower vibrational state. Now, right now, with both, so these are, two different timelines, right? Um, there are millions or hundreds or, like whatever you want to say. There's a bunch of different timelines, bunch of different possibilities that are all converging into this. Like, I think of it like the eye of a needle. So we have all these timelines that are starting to come together and join into this like it's kind of like a squeezing state. Like if anybody feels like they've been getting squeezed a lot least recently, like lately, there's there's a bunch of this very heaviness, like you know um a lot of, if you've been feeling like you're very feely, I guess. If you've been feeling a lot of like the heaviness and the fatigue and all that stuff, it's because our timelines are, all of the possible timelines are starting to shift and come into this. um it's kind of like a 0 point state, right? Like it's shifting into this like eye of the needle. And so now what's going to happen is there's going to be a split. So it's starting to split. So it's just starting to open up a little bit. And you have the choice, am I going to stay on this timeline or am I going to jump over to this other one? Right? So people are going to be able to make their choice. Right now, because it is so close together and there's kind of like this membrane in between them, you choosing one side or the other, and people around you doing that as well, it's very easy. And so you have this choice to make. You have this choice. Do I want to stay lower? Do I want to stay on, Earth the way it is? Or do I want to, you know, choose to jump over to a 5D state, which, like there's different opinions on what that 5D state is going to be. Is it going to be, on Earth as Gaia, or is it going to be like out cosmically? Is it going to be on a ship, right? Like, so um, there's some differing of opinions, but the more that these timelines split and come apart, the more it's going to take to jump across, right? So, like, you have your membrane, it's going to get thinner and thinner the more that it splits. So, they're saying that uh, there's a point of possible contact, or that there's going to be more contact um, in the next year, and then up until 2032 is when things are going to be shifting very fast. Things are going to go very quickly. So a lot of people are starting to wake up, they're starting to become more conscious. And so this is part of that choosing. It's showing you all the options and you get to choose. So that's not to say that in this split that you can't still jump, right? Like it's just going to take a little bit more work. If you are in between, so like a lot of somebody that I was listening to has been talking about, there's a lot of light workers that are bridging the gap there, right? Like they're helping, they're acting as the bridge for people to cross over. And so this is basically the in between state. Like they're where like some light workers are sitting in between the two timelines so that they can allow others to cross and bridge the gap between the two, which is the in between. And that can feel very like it's like you're having one foot in one timeline and another foot in another, and it feels very discombobulated, right? Like there's a lot of uh, like brain fog and things being pulled in different directions. So it's not exactly the greatest like feeling, right? But the point is to this, like you don't want to be stuck there, right? You don't want to be stuck in the in between. So you can't pull people over that don't want to be pulled over. Yes, I get that, you know, like a lot of us want to help others ascend, but they have to choose that. You can't choose for them. And the other thing that I want to really preface this with, because I'm a mom, right? Like I want to make sure that my babies and you know like and I would love for my husband to come join me too, but you know we don't know what he's doing yet, right? But um you know like all the parents and wives and sisters and you know like even men are going through this as well, like they want to take people with them. Like I want my kids to go with me, I want my animals, my pets to go with me, I want my husband to go with me. um so one really important thing to know is that adults, you can't really decide for them, they got to decide for themselves. um and you know like what is that's just what it is, right? Like free will is a thing, they have to decide for themselves. But also when it comes to children and pets, they are already vibrating at a high frequency, right? So they are going to attune to and follow the parent with the higher frequency. So they are going to automatically be attracted to the one that wants to ascend further, the one that is more conscious. So if that's you, congratulations. They're probably going to, more than likely going to be following you. So that is something just to consider. Like you don't really have to worry about, you know, losing them in the shift. Um, so as Earth and us are ascending into these higher vibrational states, like human consciousness will continue. You know, this is gonna feel like a very big like washing machine, right? Like it's a state of working through where we're working through all the deeper layers of the, you know, ego and identity, and you know especially things that have been built around external validation. And so like a lot of my clients, bless them, there is a lot of you know like they want to check outside of them first because they don't quite trust themselves. There's a lot of self-doubt, and me too, right? Like this is a lot of stuff that I have been working through as well. Like, you know, checking to like the science of everything. Like I bring the science of everything because I want to make sure it makes sense in a, a right brain, right brain state. Like I need to be able to explain it both to me and to the people outside. Like this is proven, this is scientific. Like I come from healthcare, like I need the science behind it so I know that it's real, right? So like checking the science, or not listening to my body or intuition, right? Or looking to others to see if they're feeling the same thing I'm feeling, right? So you know this reminds us that true ascension begins first from within us. Like we're going to stop looking outside of ourselves for validation. We're going to start looking within. So through the heart, checking with our body, our intuition, not through approval or recognition, or like all the physical world stuff. So we're going to become more and more non-physical with every download and upgrade that we're getting right now, and it's very heightened. So the next 3 weeks, this like more of the collective will descend into more of the unconscious. We're going to be confronting a lot of our shadow aspects that are tied to like pride and performance and like the need to be seen. So they, we might be feeling the strain a little bit this next 3 weeks, and especially if you're like a creator, or somebody that's like in a performance based role, like it's gonna be you're gonna feel this, but this is bringing us into consciousness, and so the mask is going to start to come off. And yes, that can be a little bit destabilizing because we've been so used to wearing this mask. Um, but we're allowing our authentic self and our soul essence to actually rise to the surface now. Like we're rising to the surface. Um, so anything that is out of alignment with your existing environments, like this, things again, like it might feel like you're standing in two different timelines at once. You might experience this as like, this is my human body, I'm doing human things, like I'm paying bills, and this feels fucking weird now all of a sudden. Like your soul is like essentially looking down and watching your human self and being like, you know so things are going to feel a bit weird and surreal. Just don't panic. Like honor this time. Like uh, recalibrate. You're recalibrating your energy. um it might feel like high energy, or it might be like slightly removed or like dissociated. So again, don't panic with this. Just take it easy on yourself, and don't exasperate or overwork, or just like the more that you fight things, the more that it feels like it's pulling you from side to side, right? Like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, right? Like it doesn't work. It's forceful. It takes a lot of energy. But the more that you can actually just kind of like let it go and flow, and just like I can think of myself just like laying in the stream and letting myself float down the stream, right? The more that you surrender, the easier it's going to be. So I know I'm over time, but all this stuff, like it's just so, I love it. I love talking about it. I love teaching on it. So that said, what's coming up? So we have not this Saturday, but Saturday the 26th, we're doing another live healing day class. This is the 90 breathwork journey. I might just do like a down regulation for this one because, a lot of it is turmoil, and it's still going to be in turmoil, because we're going to be in that 3 week period of turmoil. But this is, like some energy work, some breath work, some hypnosis, all mixed into one. And so this is all online. I do this by Zoom. So make sure that you join us. If you have never joined us before, this is the time to do it. It really is. But this is going to really help with that energetic attunement. Invite your friends too. That is on Saturday, the 26th at 4 p.m. Central Time. The other thing I want to let you know is the on demand class for the Visionary You. So, the last class that I hosted, everything was recorded and all of that is uploaded into a nice little portal that you can go through at your leisure, as well as Q&A calls and some one-on-one coaching with me. That is open now. So for all the people that either A, couldn't find the time to make the live classes or couldn't afford the live classes, this is like this is really getting into the nitty gritty of all this stuff, like the quantum stuff, it's the brain stuff, it's the 5D activation stuff. There's activations for money, there's activations for higher self, there's all sorts of really really good things. And the last class did amazing with it and got some amazing results. So this is something that's like I can give. It's not a big energetic pull on me to give it out, and also really does um, awesome things because I like half the participants were watching the recordings anyways, and they got so much out of it. Um, so this is my way to bring it out to more people and make it more accessible. So that is open. So instead of paying $2,000 for the live class, it's $444. So I think, and also payment plans for that too. But I think that is very, very doable for a lot of people. So if that is of interest to you, that is already out and ready to jump into. And then coming in the future, I have some things that are coming that are very exciting. One is going to be a breathwork facilitator program, and one is going to be about activating your I can you speak activating your 5D self. So stepping into your 5D self. So those are all very um, they're making me very excited because I can't wait to get them out to y'all. Yes, that is everything going on. So I will drop all of the links for all of the things as they come available. Definitely get into the Healing Day class because you walk away from that really feeling fantastic. So I can't wait for you all to see it and join me. And I love you all. Have an amazing rest of your week. I hope to see you soon. Bye now.